and welcome to What's the Script, the podcast where we try and guess the plots of films we've never seen. My name is Stephen Buchanan.
And my name's Stuart McPherson.
How are you, Stu?
I'm good, man. How are you?
Good. What have you been up to?
That was so quick. Absolute trigger finger.
Usually you try and get in there, yeah.
What have we been up
Sneaky.
to? Not a lot, man. Chilling out.
Just
Hanging about
throwing it
like
straight
a bad
back.
smell. What about you, Steve?
I've been eating Easter eggs.
You have.
At time of recording, I don't know if the listener can hear this, but
We're eating mini eggs
we're
right
eating
now.
eggs as we speak.
Very unprofessional.
For the people looking on...
Sponsored by Cadbury's Mini Eggs.
Exactly. Unofficial sponsor. One
Yeah.
left.
I mean, this will go out in the future, so it's not that relevant, but this is Easter Monday now. And we...
What happens on Easter Monday?
Fuck knows, I was thinking that myself.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Good Friday, cunt dies. Saturday, he's in the
This
cave.
is the abridged version.
Other
Cunt dies,
shit happens.
cunt in cave,
Cunt in cave.
cunt back.
Cunt back on Sunday.
The rest is history.
What's Monday? What's Monday?
Cunt chills on Monday.
Take her for a drink on Tuesday.
He was making love by Monday.
It was. And on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, he's back in the cave.
We forgot, because obviously Roger Egbert, who's, obviously a huge part of the podcast, fan favourite Roger Egbert, our in-house critic, big egg guy, big Easter guy, I'm assuming, but we forgot to bring it
ask
up
him.
to the guy.
I don't, because he was on holiday this week.
He was on holiday.
He was in DC
He was in DC, and I reckon it was too hot over there for Easter eggs.
for Easter eggs. Your Easter eggs are going to melt in DC.
Yeah. So it's a shame. Maybe next year we'll do an Easter special. What's an Easter film? Are there any Easter films?
Well, Donnie
Donnie
Darko
Darko.
would have been good. Big rabbit. Big rabbit.
Yeah.
Passion of the Christ.
Passion
Yeah.
of the Christ.
That doesn't sound like a fun one.
Mel Gibson?
Yeah,
Is that Mel Gibson?
some boy.
That would be a
Dogma?
good one for you to do, actually. I mean, the
would be.
plot a bit easy, but...
Dogma, you ever seen that?
No, never heard of it.
I think that's Jane Silent Bob. Dogma.
Find out what the limit is for my laptop running out now on the
It's about 2
screensaver. It's even
minutes.
less.
Well, that means
Fuck.
it's time to wrap up.
It's been a really good intro though.
It's been
We
great.
should hang out like this more often.
We should. This is brilliant.
What have you been up to, Steve? Did I ask you?
Eating eggs.
Oh,
Told you.
fuck.
Told
Yeah,
you
that was that whole thing.
Yeah, great banter. What film are we watching this week, Steve?
This week we tried to guess the plot of Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?
Very nice.
And you can see that / listen to that
Right now. Take it away.
Enjoy. Steve, tell me what you know about the movie Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?
Long title.
Yep.
I'd like to say. I'd
Yep.
like to go on record and say that's quite a long title for a film.
No disagreements from me.
What I know,
Annoying title as well, I would
quite
say.
annoying.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I reckon it's got nothing to do with the
Yeah.
film at all.
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to be speaking in fucking Shakespeare language.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck's going on.
It's a Coen brothers film.
Yes.
I knew that before the poster, which I've got up here. We'll put on screen. On the poster, there's 3 guys, Clooney and 2 other cunts. I take it they are John Turturro and Tim Blake Nelson. Do you know those guys?
No.
Neither do I. And also John Goodman is on the poster. His name's there, but his picture isn't there.
Yeah, who just before recording you told me you get confused with, well, after a quite tedious conversation, it was you get confused with Jeff Garlin
Yes.
from Curb Your Enthusiasm, even though, as discussed last week, you've only seen one episode of Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Yes.
So that's quite an enigma to unpack there, but anyway.
Because Jeff Garland is in other things. The Goldbergs.
Sure.
I've never
could go
watched
on.
an episode of that either.
He was in something we watched, I think.
The Flintstones,
Hmm.
I think.
Anyway.
Daddy Dicker, one of them's in that. So what I've got here on is what I know before I looked at the poster.
You've already got more than me, but because all I knew was...
George Clooney.
No, I think I knew it was the Coen brothers, but even then, I basically know nothing about this film.
You've heard of it?
Yeah, but
Okay.
again, as a phrase,
Yeah. Yeah.
no more.
Yeah. All I had, Coen brothers and George Clooney. I knew before that. And from the poster, what I'm gathering is they've just escaped from jail, which helped my plot a lot, because before that I wouldn't have had a clue. about that. They're all wearing wee black and white stripy jumpsuits like you would wear in jail, and they've got chains
Yeah.
that have broken off,
Yep.
and they're running through a field of grass,
Yes.
leaves,
Etc.
etc.
Yeah. Yeah. That is what I took for the poster to mean as well. I can also look at that image and
And say that.
that's what I've got, because that's all I've got to work with. It's a weird one. I mean, the Coen brothers obviously done loads of famous films and they've got a big cult following, well respected. I've seen quite a lot of their films actually. Now I think about it.
Fargo,
Yeah.
Burn After Reading.
No.
I've seen that. It's good. It's pretty good. Big Lebowski.
People just hammering the plus 15 seconds button on Spotify. Get to the end of this list.
I could go on.
Scrolling on YouTube, trying to see when you can,
When I'm
can
done.
tell from the position we're in when we've stopped having this chat.
See when it goes to a close-up of Stu.
I've seen A Serious Man. I think that was them.
Never
I've
seen,
seen Big Lebowski. I've
Seen
seen
that.
Hail Caesar.
it. Never seen it.
Anyway, let's not fucking do them
Inside Llewyn Davis.
all. Seen that.
Never seen it.
Fascinating, isn't it? So I've seen enough of their films to get a flavour of what their vibe's like.
Well, that's what I was going to say to you, Stu. What do you deduce from all the
I
films?
put it to you.
From all the films you've seen. of theirs?
Always an element of comedy.
Dark
Rarely
comedy.
an out-and-out comedy.
Black
but yeah,
comedy.
quirky, kind of a lot of farce elements, I would say.
Farcical.
Yeah.
Deaths. A lot of deaths.
Galore.
Deaths galore.
Yeah.
Ever seen Fargo?
Spoiler alert, people die in it.
People are dead in that film.
Have you got a year?
I think they use the same actors as well a lot. My year, I'm going for 2003.
Okay.
Early 2000s.
I'm going for late 90s. 1999.
Also on the poster was, and this is burnt us in the past, Stu. It says a
After
film
reading.
by the Coen brothers, Academy Award-winning creators of Fargo, and Fargo was a
Mm.
90s film.
Yeah.
But this could have been.
Prior to 1999, though.
Remember the Hitchcock one where it was like
The old
he
routine.
made Psycho, and it was like a poster after Psycho was out.
Yeah.
Fucked up. Crazy. Crazy.
It was
stuff.
like a new poster or something.
Yeah. Mental.
Rotten Tomatoes.
92%.
I've got 88%. Runtime.
2 hours 15.
2 hours 1.
They like their long films, I
Yeah.
believe. They like a long film.
Certificate.
15.
Always a 15.
Every single Coen Brothers film's a 15.
Is that true? Or is that just
Dunno.
pure speculation?
that's what I'm thinking.
Actors.
Right. I've got George Clooney, etc. on the poster,
Sure.
whatever.
Don't waste my time.
Don't waste your time with all that shit. I've got Lawrence Fishburne.
Me too.
Of course. I've
Friend of
got
the
a few,
show.
a few classics in here. I've went for ones that they use before. J.K. Simmons, Alan Cumming. I don't know if they've ever used him, but
You just have him in your mind because he was in Eyes Wide Shut.
yeah, of course.
Okay.
I've got Richard Jenkins,
Who's that again?
the dad from Step Brothers.
Ah, okay.
But
Yeah,
he's
yeah,
been
yeah.
in, I think he was in Burn After Reading. Anna Paquin and Frances McDormand
Mhm. Yeah, okay.
of Fargo fame.
I think they're better than mine. I was just fucking completely stabbing around in the dark. I've got Matt Damon, Lawrence Fishburne, Ed Norton, Ethan Hawke, Sean Penn, Amy Adams, and Nicole Kidman. Just like the first 7 people I could fucking think of.
I'd say Amy Adams could have been right at the
Start
start
of
of
the
her
career was what I
career.
was thinking, yeah.
That's what I'm thinking. That's a good shout.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Character names?
I have got Arthur, Martha, Barbara. Jackson.
Have you got like a little like? Does Catherine think you want kids because you like bought a baby's name book or something and you just rattle through them?
all the A's? Arthur, Martha. I like that sort of
That sort of name.
thing. Jackson Dale Tucker, prison officer.
Okay. I've got Caleb, Charlie, Joel, Mark, Ben, Sophie, guard.
You're going quite southern, deep south from Caleb and stuff.
I'm not really thinking at all about much at all, to be honest with you.
Well, that's what I'm going for. So. That's why I've got Dale and Tucker in there.
Taglines?
And Jackson. Taglines. You can escape jail, but you can't escape trouble.
Okay, that's not bad.
Thanks.
I've got, oh brother, you're gonna love this film.
Nice. Very, very shit, but very good.
Yeah, well, they don't get any better.
I've got their professional convicts. Talk about pros and cons.
Classic.
Classic.
I've got putting the art in Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?
Nice. That's good. Very Coen brothers.
Surprised you like that.
I've got Oh Brother, Oh Boy, Oh We're Just Getting Started.
I've got simply Brothers in Chains.
No, nice.
So they're chained up in the
like
poster.
Brothers in Arms.
Exactly. It's a very clever twist on that.
I like that a lot. Yeah, that's great. Stu.
Dialogue.
Okay. Would you like me to go first?
I'm not bothered. I'll go first if you want.
Okay. You go first this week, Stu.
Sure. See if I
See
can.
how I care. See if I
See if
can.
I fucking. I'll walk out right now for like it.
Wait until we finish recording.
So to set the scene, these lads, they've escaped prison at this point.
Of course they have.
They've just escaped, and this is like a sort of gently amusing scene.
Okay.
Okay, where they're being quite flippant about the situation. So
In
they're
stark
they're in
contrast.
chains. Exactly.
It's farcical.
It's juxtaposed with the situation.
Oxymoron.
I could go on. They've got their chains on, but they're free from prison, but they're still in chains. And the sort of knobhead of the group's going, now what? Like, now we go. Go where? Anywhere. Mexico? I wish we didn't have these chains on. I wish we didn't have these chains on. And then the other one's like, yeah, I wish that too. Like, we all wish we didn't have chains on. There you go.
Yeah,
That's it.
I like it. Strong.
Could be in it. Basically, on the cover, they've all got chains on.
They've all got chains on, but they're broken in the cover. So do you think they'll break
Fuck's sake.
the chain? I think they'll break the chains.
I think
during
they're
the
still
film.
chained to each other, but not the
Yeah.
whole time. Obviously, it's not gonna be like a human centipede situation.
That could lead to some funny situations.
Good, yeah. I don't know.
I've got random hillbilly to George Clooney.
Great.
I've got
It's the new Nescafe advert or whatever it is. What's the one he does?
George Clooney
Yeah.
or Nesquik?
Yeah.
No, not
Nesquik.
not Nesquik. Nescafe in it. Nespresso.
Yeah, I think he's like, I love chocolate milk. Is it Nespresso or something? Something like that.
Lavazza, whatever it's called.
Mm,
something.
I can't
That's-
mind.
It's one of them, eh?
It's a coffee thing. He does a coffee advert.
It's not Nesquik.
It's not Nesquik, no. It's definitely not Nesquik. It's not strawberry milk advert.
That you could forgive if it was Nesquik.
Oh yeah, it'd be fun. It's
I would.
It's the Nesquik straws you get where you suck the milk up and it
Remember
flavours
those
it. Yeah,
things?
class. Bring
They
them back.
were incredible.
Still get them.
I don't know, but that was like a game changer. I thought that was the future. I thought that was going
Do
to
you
be
think
the
all
future.
drinks were going to be like that now?
Flavoured
It's like
straws.
a pint is just that you get a pint of water, but the pint is in the straw.
By the way, that's
Yeah.
a fucking that sounds
Cut
like
that
a
out. We'll use that.
that sounds like a Roger invention.
Me and you and Dragon's Den. Right, hear us out.
Listen, boys, I've got a
Plastic
straw.
straws are dead.
But-
Pint straws are in.
Yeah, I remember those straws. Forgot
Yeah.
about it. It was like wee balls. wee pink balls. Right. I've got random hillbilly to George Clooney. Where y'all boys headed? Oh, a little place called Mind Your Fucking Business. Well, that won't too polite now, was it? Never claimed to be. Well, maybe I should teach y'all some manners. And then he takes off his little belt. And he's about to what?
Right, okay. That could have gone either way there.
No, he's not gonna fuck him. He's not gonna fuck George Clooney.
In the middle of the road.
He takes
Because
off
he
his
didn't
belt.
speak to him too nicely.
He whips him on
Right.
on his wee arse.
I thought you happened to, when you were delivering it, you rolled your sleeve up. I thought it was going to be a punch. And
I
then the
thought-
belt sort of came out of left field.
Well, in my head, I thought, oh, the next put is obviously going to be I'm going to punch this guy, and then I read belt, and I was like, that's that went.
You're
completely-
beholden to whatever this guy's written for you. Have you been outsourcing your plots again?
Roger writes all my plots.
Speaking of plots, shall we get onto that?
Yeah,
I'm going to get mine out of the way.
go for it. Mine's is quite long and
When have you set yours out of interest? Looks kind of old from the poster, I thought.
early 1900s.
I've gone 1950s. I was going to go 1930s, but then I bumped up to 50s for some reason, because I think they're going to be like hitchhiking and stuff.
Mm.
I don't know why. Obviously there was cars, but I need more cars on the road
Yeah.
for my plot.
Okay.
I guess they could get a fucking horse and cart.
They could. Yeah.
Be like the
Or a
Lord of
train.
the Rings.
What about a train?
Trains exist, yeah. Now I think about it.
Steam trains.
Oh
and
well, it is what it is. It's the 50s. It's California, and 3 men are down on their luck. Prisoners Charlie, Caleb, and Mark all claim to be innocent and wrongfully imprisoned and have become friends on the inside. Due to a quirky and experimental good behaviour scheme at their prison that allows inmates to pursue creative endeavours as a means to express themselves and come to terms with their crimes, the boys decide to put on a play for the other inmates.
Wow. Wow.
This is a swing.
This is a swing and a miss, I think.
It's a farce. Their plan is this: wow the inmates and the guards so much that they can take their show on a tour of prisons and eventually use this to plot their escape out of jail. We see them rehearse while skinhead murderers eyeball them, etc. And the play starts off ropey, but they include a lot of inside references to the jail and gags about the people there, and it's a rousing success. There's demand for a follow-up. They're allowed to tour the production, and whilst en route to the first jail outside their own, they manage to break free and run into the woods while still chained to one another, hence the poster. That's how we get there. Stop. You're probably wondering how we got here. What follows is the boys' attempts to get themselves across the country and into Mexico. They meet strange characters along the way and get caught in their own lies about who they are and why they're free. They get thrown out of a car that they've hitchhiked after an argument. They end up having to rely on a driver who is a criminal themselves, who sees them as kindred spirits. We also learn that one of them was definitely guilty the whole time, but the other men think they're reformed, and we root for them as viewers because they're a laugh, you know.
Yeah.
They're chased, blah, blah, blah. They end up in Mexico. It's a daft laugh. It's farcical, the end. Basically, I was writing this on the train, and I forgot to write the end. So, and then sort of the final third of the movie happens as well.
Things happen.
Yeah, the end.
That's good.
You like that?
I think
You think they'll be doing a play?
I think it's I don't think that will happen, but I think it's an interesting. I think it's an interesting idea.
Yeah.
I think if this isn't this film, we should write that.
Sure. I mean, you never know what you're getting from the Coen brothers.
That's also true.
Maybe they've done what I've done.
I thought this will be a fun idea.
It's something to do, like you were saying, like that Shakespearean way of talking. Oh brother, where art thou? That's what put me in the headspace of like maybe they do a fucking play or something. Maybe they're like talking like Shakespeare in a prison or something.
So maybe they're doing a Shakespearean play
within a play. That's like a
play
thing
within
Shakespeare
a play.
would do, right?
Fuck's sake, you could be onto something
I
here.
doubt it. But I just, like you said, I've not that title poses more problems than it does answers.
Yeah, but sometimes, like Burn After Reading it, kind of it's weird title, but it references kind of what happens a wee bit.
Mm-hmm.
In a way. So Fargo was set in a place called Fargo.
Yeah, simple
as.
Basically, we can't deduce anything.
Yeah, The Big Lebowski. Why was it called that?
That was the cunt's name, wasn't
Was
it?
Okay.
Was it
okay.
not?
I don't know. Was it? Right. Here's my plot.
Go on.
It's the early 1900s. It's the Deep South, and some escaped convicts are looking trapped. Don't know what that
At least
means.
try and make it look like you fucking wrote this, because it's getting suspicious now.
I went onto Fiverr and got some.
Who writes this shit?
Got some guy to write it for me. Arthur, Jackson, and Dale are 3 convicts serving a short-term prison sentence for some minor offences. Arthur is the charming, charismatic leader who calls the shots. Jackson is the dumb but lovable daft wee pal who goes along with anything. And Dale is the nervous stick in the mud who ain't too happy about what Arthur's hidden up his sleeve. On one day,
Just let the applause die down.
just letting you guys simmer for a wee minute.
Oh, you'll be taking a bow after this.
One day, when out litter picking, the on-duty prison officer is distracted and Arthur sees his opportunity to escape. There's only one problem. He's chained to 2 convict pals.
It's always a fucking problem.
It's
isn't it?
always a problem, because that's what films
That's
are.
what they are, a bunch of problems.
It's just problems and
Yeah.
people getting
That's why they're
solutions.
shite. We get it. It's all the same, isn't it?
People want us to get solutions to the problems, we get it. Okay. I want just a film that's just straight and narrow, just
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
Just
Like when you put on the, on Netflix and it's just like a bonfire or something.
Yeah,
A little-
that's what I want.
that's a nice film. There's no conflict.
no conflict in that.
Just nice flames, nice roaring fire.
The fire never blows out at any point. They don't have to restart the fire. It's great. So, after some debate, he manages to convince them to escape with him. Dale protests that it's not worth it as they're only serving short sentences anyway, but it's 2 against 1 and he's dragged along. Some humorous things happen as a result of them being chained together. They eventually break their chains by placing them on a rail line and wait for a train to run them
that's
over.
good. I like that.
Nice.
Very good.
The main antagonist is the no-nonsense prison warden, John Goodman, who goes out on a deadly rampage as he tries to find the escapees. He is going to get them back where they belong, no matter what it takes. This is the first time I'm reading this back. It's a Coen Brothers film, so it's quite a convoluted plot, but it's a daft laugh. The stick in the mud ends up shot and dies. George Clooney ends up going back to jail, and the daft wee pal is the only one who goes free. The end.
That's pretty good, man. I
Don't
wish
really
I had
have-
more time in mine. Yours has got more character stuff in there.
It's character stuff, but there's no plot whatsoever.
Sometimes they do shit like that, though.
I think that's what the Coen.
I don't remember Hail
Brothers did.
Caesar having any kind of plot. Now I think, have you seen that? No.
Nah.
It's about like Hollywood in the 50s and the golden age, and like it's like about filmmaking and stuff. But I don't. It's
One
just like
thing
seeing little
happens,
sets. Yeah.
This thing happens.
Yeah.
That sort of shit.
Always hate films like that.
Yeah, well, that was a wee bit like that other one.
Eyes Wide Shut.
Yes.
Yeah. Bonuses.
Got 3.
Me too. Mine aren't really that sort of related to anything massively. I've got a dipshit policeman scene, e.g., they hit the wrong person with a truncheon or something.
Okay, yeah, I like
Bit
that.
of slapstick fun with a
That's-
copper to show that he's a diddy.
Yeah, I like that. I've got guy takes a drag of his cigarette, drops it, and stubs it out with his wee foot before an intense face-off.
Nice, but for the point, you will need the face off.
Nah.
You're not getting shit for just somebody smoking a fag in the olden days.
No, but then they do this with a wee foot, like a.
Yeah, that'll happen 20 times in this film.
I hope so.
One of the gang, and I'm calling them a gang, these 3, one of them gets the hump and refuses to talk to one of the other ones despite being chained to them.
Yep.
Like, you'll have to speak to him, kind of thing.
That's a bit
Classic
physical
comedy moment. Yeah.
Physical comedy, Stu. Come on. I've got guy chewing piece of straw.
I've got simply somebody falls in a puddle.
Face down.
Yeah,
Like it.
ideally.
My last one, guy throws sand/dirt into someone's eyes when fighting.
Nice. The deep south of America is full of sand and dirt. You can basically get in any fight there immediately.
Pocket sand.
Bit of a
sometimes.
wind, every fight's over.
Yeah, go blows in your eyes.
Do you ever get that when it's like it's windy and you get like fucking sand and shit? It's
I
awful.
hate that.
Awful.
Do you think there'll be tumbleweed in this? In this film?
For the listeners, Steve's pointing in a circle with his fingers.
For the YouTube people.
That's worth tuning in for alone. That.
That's
I'm
the
gonna say
sign.
no to tumbleweed. That could be a new feature every week. Is there tumbleweed in this film?
I think if it's set in the deep south, that's a feature.
Mm.
Is there tumbleweed? Tumbleweed or tumblegreed?
What's the grade? There's so much tumbleweed. There's a surplus.
A surplus of tumbleweed, yeah.
Right, okay. I'm gonna say no to the tumbleweed.
I'm going to say yes.
Okay, interesting bonus category you proposed. Theme tune.
What do you fancy?
I don't even know, to be honest, this week.
What about our
I know so
Uh,
little about this. I don't even know what a song would be.
What about a railroad blues song like no 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 no
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
out
yeah.
here on the railroad.
Yeah,
That
sounds
sort
good.
of
Yeah,
shit.
I look forward to it. We'll start with that. Clip that audio. That's how it starts.
You give me you say a line and then I'll put that in as well.
I'm so far from home.
There we go.
There you go.
And I'll make up the rest. Do you want to say a line, producer Mark?
I'll get the mic, but I'll maybe.
In post.
Aye.
He'll email you some ideas.
Okay, well I've already got it ready and I'm gonna play it for you right now. I'm out here on the railroad. I'm so far from home. I got one brother, but I don't know where he's gone. Oh, brother, I'm feeling blue. said, oh brother, where are you? What did you think?
I thought that was magical. What a great tune, man.
So good, wasn't it?
Yeah, I felt like I was on a journey across America
Yeah, in the olden days.
in the olden days. Yeah.
In the deep south.
Me and you chained together in America, podcasting all the way.
In many ways, we're metaphorically chained together with this.
And prisoners of our own lives.
In this podcast.
Do you think they'll say the title?
No.
I'm going to say yes. I'm going to... Huge swing. They do a play, and in the play they say that.
That's bold. That could be the point that separates
Yeah.
us.
But if that's right now, I always feel bad because people are like, well, he's fucking seen it. Because, you know, that's so specific that if that happens, they'll be like, they won't believe me.
I don't know, because it's an artistic thing for the Coen brothers. I don't think they would tend to do that, but
Well, it's a little bit like I mean, I've not even seen it, but what you were saying about the burn after reading thing, like,
yeah.
right? Is that a reference to something that happens in the...
Well, there's a little like floppy disk that he finds,
Right.
and
Yeah,
he
yeah,
thinks
okay.
it's like a mad
So it's
government
not far
thing.
from that, really.
Yeah.
Five Boys. Should
Yeah.
we go off and watch it?
Let's go and watch this thing. Are you looking forward to this?
Not massively, no.
Nah, I can't really be.
I've been listening to Harry Hill's audiobook this week. You know, he did TV Burp, obviously. And you just need to watch so much TV. And he was just saying, his whole week was just like watching TV all day long. And that's
Yeah.
kind of how I feel, even though I only have to watch one film a week.
I
That
think-
still feels like a huge obligation to
I
me.
feel like you would rather watch loads of shit TV.
I'd rather watch
than
10 hours of Emmerdale than fucking
Yeah.
like one art film. You never know. I mean, I have liked stuff that the Coen Brothers have done, so...
Oh yeah, I think they're good. Good boys. Good bunch of
Good
boys
lads,
then.
like. Right, should we go and watch it?
Yes. Let's do
See
it.
you in part 2.
See you in part 2.
And we're back. We have just watched Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? If you've never seen it, here is a short synopsis. Ulysses Everett McGill is having a difficulty Ulysses Everett McGill is having difficulty adjusting to his hard labour sentence in Mississippi. He scams his way off the chain gang with Simple Delmar and maladjusted Pete. Then the trio sets out to pursue freedom and the promise of a fortune in buried treasure. With nothing to lose and still in shackles, their hasty run takes them on an incredible journey of awesome experiences and colourful characters. What did you think, Steve?
I just thought it was alright.
Me too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not my favourite Coen Brothers film,
No.
got to say. But thought it was alright. Music was quite good. Could have done with a bit more John Goodman for me.
Yeah.
He was more of a cameo.
Wasn't really in it till towards the end.
Yeah. Fine. Yeah, it was fine.
Yeah. Same. I always feel like these films, you know, they're not as funny as like people say they are.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you know, there's the odd funny thing happening and it's quirky and farcical or whatever, but it's not like you're sitting there pissing yourself laughing.
Nah. Not especially not this one. I'd laugh more at like Burn After Reading or something like that. I quite enjoyed that. But like, yeah, it was alright. I liked the nod, obviously, to Homer's The Odyssey.
Right up your street, that
Right
one.
up my street, because it's a bit like Greek mythology, Stu.
Yeah, one of your pet subjects that you enjoy to return to. I know you've played Mario Odyssey.
I've played Mario's Odyssey, very similar to that,
Yep.
of course.
Also inspired by Homer's
Looking for
Odyssey.
little ghosts and stuff. Yeah, so it's like John Goodman was the Cyclops.
Uh-huh.
He had one eye and a wee patch. That
Yes.
was quite nice. I could go on. Other
could
things.
go on,
Other
couldn't you?
nods to the Greek mythology.
Constant nods. It was like Churchill dog, this film, wasn't it? The amount of nods it was done.
Nodding at everything. Another nod was the Homer the Blind Poet.
Of course.
Of course.
Of course.
There was blind people in there.
Yeah. I've no fucking clue, I'm just saying.
I read this on Wikipedia.
So did I, but I didn't even remember this much.
But yeah, I thought it was... I liked the music. I thought that was one of the highlights.
My favourite bit was when the guy, that mad bastard, robbed that bank.
Robbed the bank. Oh, yeah.
He was good value.
Babyface.
Yeah.
George something. No, what was it
Nelson,
called?
George Nelson? or
George
something like
Nelson,
that?
was it?
Babyface, yeah. And the whole myth of like the guy selling his soul to play blues guitar to the devil.
Yeah.
Robert Johnson kind of myth. That was cool.
Like that.
But yeah, it was sort of, I don't know, this film is strange because it's like it's dealing with like big subjects where it's like, you know, religion, democracy, the Ku Klux Klan, race,
social issues,
depression era, coming out of that, and like coming into like electricity and
a lot
power
going
and
on.
logic. There's just I
Too
feel like
much
I was
going
meant
on.
to sit there and think like, wow, this is really saying something. I don't know what though. You know, like
Yeah.
probably just went over my head, but I don't know, I wasn't as taken with this as I feel like they wanted me to be.
I agree. Yeah, I
It
agree.
was enjoyable enough romp, but it was just like loads of things happening and it was quite meandering and
Kept you ticking over.
yeah.
And it was like one of those ones where it's one thing happens, the next thing happens, blah, blah, blah. And that was like the Odyssey.
Of course.
Yeah. That's all I've really got
We
to
should
say.
teach a class on the Odyssey.
I think I should, yeah. Ask me anything you want to know about the Odyssey, I'll tell you.
2 different actors from Dodgeball. That's
That was Homer, your blind poet.
Yeah.
He was
L for Love.
L for Love. That we go.
Was that a nod to Homer?
Yep, L for Love's a nod to Homer because Homer loves a lot of things.
You know in Dodgeball where he goes, real freaking naughty. That's something Homer came out with, I think, originally. You should just watch Dodgeball every week.
See Homer Simpson?
Yes. Is he a nod to Homer?
Is that a nod to Homer? Is it about... Because he's obviously a big stupid... Da. Is it meant to be the opposite of Homer?
I've no idea. No idea.
It's not a usual name.
I mean, how common is Homer as a name?
Not very.
Not.
I think it is.
It probably
a
is.
nod to like that.
He's the exact opposite of the philosopher.
I
The
think
Simpsons are referencing fucking everything all the
Yeah.
time.
It's like Milhouse was like Richard Nixon's middle name, and there's all these references to presidents and stuff. But Homer,
Lisa.
it's such a weird name that it's got to be a
Yeah.
reference to.
Bartholomew Bart
Mm.
is a smart guy. Lisa Kudrow.
I could rule on.
Kudrow on.
Yeah, should we maybe come on to points? I mean, I ain't got all that much to say.
Yeah, enjoyed the music. Story was fine.
Quite funny seeing the wee sort of family bands and that getting
Yeah.
like driven around on their little trucks singing their songs and that.
Like that.
Real throwback.
Liked all that stuff.
Yeah.
Uh,
It felt very like of a time and place, like in the South in like the 30s. It did feel like I did feel transported back to there, and I liked how it looked of like, because it's like 22 years old now, this movie.
Yeah.
And it looked great. I thought.
Looks
like,
really good. Apparently they used that sepia tone filter
Yeah.
for one of the first
which,
things to
yeah,
do that.
apparently is quite like not many films had done that, or
At the
even
time.
still, yeah,
Which now just seems like you just go on Instagram, you can do that thing.
yeah, very Instagrammy film.
Yeah.
Yeah, points wise, what you got for me? I ain't
Not
got the
a lot.
numbers of you.
I've got the numbers right here, my
Run me
boy.
through 'em, bro.
The year was 2000.
And I said 1999,
I said 2003.
like a schmuck. So I'm one up.
Wrong decade, Stu, but you still get the point. You cunt. Sorry, that was harsh.
Seems harsh.
Sorry.
okay.
mate. Rotten Tomatoes, 78%.
I had 88.
I had 92.
That was the wrong fucking decade as well. You can't.
Run time, 1 hour 46.
I had 2 hours 1.
I had 2 hours 15.
It's coming up roses. It's all coming up
Absolutely
Millhouse.
Spanking me in this number section here.
Certificate.
12.
I had 15.
Same.
Always a 15. I don't remember seeing Lawrence Fishburne.
Nope.
A lot of people appearing under masks in the Ku Klux Klan though in this. So
Could have been anyone.
maybe it was Matt Damon, Ed Norton, Ethan Hawke, Sean Penn, Amy Adams, and Nicole Kidman for all I know.
I'd put money on it.
But I didn't bother looking into that.
Alan Cumming could have been under that mask. J.K. Simmons, he's a big baldy. He would fit in the KKK. Not to be confused with Gene Simmons, who I thought.
You have confused them in the past, yeah. So I'm 3 up going into the plots.
Yep.
Okay.
Let
Do
me
you
come
wanna
back
at me, bro.
Let me come back at you, Stu.
Baby, come back.
It's the early 1900s.
1930s? Is that the early 1900s?
I would think so. I would
Nah.
think so.
For me, the early 1900s is up to the end of the First World War.
What did
Or
you
like
ha- what
before
year did
before
you
the
have?
19... I'd say it's at least got to be in the first quarter of that century, no?
I knew it was going to be the Great Depression.
I had it's the 50s.
Oh, come on, Stu.
You knew it was going to be the great. Why didn't you fucking say that then? You're closer. But that's not normally how we do this.
You're a piece of shit this episode, Stu. You're really raw dogging me here because you want this win so badly.
I really do. His back's against the wall, Italian defending for me this week.
It's the deep south.
Yeah, you can bet your bottom ass on that. I don't think I even mentioned where it was. California. That's not the deep south.
No, that's not Mississippi burning.
No.
So that's 2 up to you. 3 convicts serving short-term prison sentences.
Long, wasn't it?
No, that guy had 2 weeks left in his sentence.
But when did he start?
Well, so one of my points was literally, he only had like a few weeks left in his prison sentence, is what I've said. And
And I'm asking you when. He could have been in there for 90 years, and it's the last 2 weeks.
No,
Obviously not, because he was only in his late 30s or something, but...
Stu, you're not listening to me. Stu,
And I never will, by the way.
Stu, you're not listening to me. What I'm saying is, where is, I can't see this anymore. I can't read
Doesn't
it.
sound massively like you know what you're saying.
Stu, what I've said in this, which I can't find right now, but trust me,
Okay.
is what I've said is...
Uh-huh.
One of them's raging because they only had a few weeks left on their prison
Yes,
sentence.
that happened in the film.
That's what.
And that's what you're saying you've said?
Yeah,
Alright, that's not the original point you put to me.
yeah. This is a separate point.
Well, if you had that, then yeah,
I did-
obviously.
I'll-
Because that exactly happened.
I did have it.
Right, I've got they became friends on the inside.
They weren't on the inside ever. They were never on the inside.
That's a phrase for being imprisoned.
They weren't even in chains that long. Surprised me.
I thought they'd have more fun with it.
Yeah, I
They had
thought it
bit
would
of
have been a
fun
whole
with it, but-
thing, but it wasn't ever a thing in it.
So I'm not getting that, am I? That they were friends while in prison.
Oh well, you never gave me my point.
Oh, this has got real shit eating this week. I gave you that fucking one that you tarted up for me.
Oh, but you were begrudgingly doing it.
But I was begrudging you. Of course I was. Look, wait. You like you're on Twitter. What are you doing?
Yeah, I'm bored. I'm trying to find this fucking point. I did put it down.
It doesn't sound like he had this point at all.
Do you know, again, the frustrating thing with this for the listeners, right, is not only...
One of the frustrating things.
Not only is like, getting all this stuff about films wrong, but they have literally just listened to
About
you
4
say
minutes
all
ago,
these
yeah.
things. So everyone listening to this has a better idea of what you
Yeah,
actually said.
I know. That's
Yeah.
part of the fun. I'm not going to use the word charm, but that's part of the fun. Me and Steve don't remember what the fuck we said about this film. I thought they were doing a play in jail.
This is it. I've found it, Stu. I've found it. Right. After some debate, he manages to convince them to escape with him. They'll protest that it's not worth it as they're only serving short sentences.
Yes, fine. That's not even nearly what you said to me before.
Come on.
So what is that? 2?
You're 2 up.
Okay. I've got we see them rehearse.
Do we?
Yeah, they were rehearsing their songs.
They did actually. There was a lot more. You were probably closer actually.
Yeah,
than
I
that.
mean, obviously, this is a discussion to be had, but the play thing is wild. But it is also wild that it'd be even more wild if I said they were like
They
a barbershop
started a
quartet band kind of thing. Yeah, of like the fact that there was even an element of entertainment in it is nuts to me.
Wild.
Yeah, and
Wild
I'm
to
delighted
me.
with that.
Yeah, fair play to you, Stu. I'm scrabbling around in the dirt here.
Yeah, it's
Um,
unedifying scenes here on this episode of What's the Script. Even the fact that he forgot his iPad this week, so he's doing it with his phone, just absolute shell of a boy over there.
I know I can. When I've got my iPad in my lap, it feels like some sort of protection.
Yeah,
It's like a safety
I can
belt.
block your fucking shite.
I've got Arthur as a charming, charismatic leader who calls the shots.
Yeah, he is. I've got they end up having to rely on a driver who's a criminal themselves. The guy with all the fucking notes. Babyface. What a
Babyface.
great scene.
Great. scene.
Shooting out the...
Shooting a cow. That was banging.
Ah, pissed myself at that. That was actually the most I laughed at the whole film. You don't see a
Shooting
cow
for no
getting
reason.
machine gunned very often.
No, horrible. Jackson is the dumb but lovable daft wee pal who goes along with anything.
Yeah, they kind of had 2 daft pals, really, didn't they? But Del Mar was the biggest dafty.
Yeah, I thought one of them, because one of them was a wee bit more aggressive at the start than what I thought he would have been, but he ended up just being an idiot.
They were kind of, yeah, they kind of got my tits a wee bit because they were sort of so stupid that,
Yeah.
it's a bit annoying. But
And
it was
also
alright.
Clooney was a wee bit annoying with all his big words.
Yeah, he was playing that like
Thought it was a
very, very charming role, but it's sort of when you make it that charming, it
Full
becomes
charm.
uncharming
yeah.
to me.
I was not charmed.
Discharming.
You've charmed me. I was not charmed.
We learned that one of them was guilty.
Do you think Clooney's alright?
Sorry?
Do you think he's good looking? Because a lot of people don't.
I think he's
rate
very
him.
handsome.
A lot of people think he's annoying.
Really?
Yeah.
Where have you got that from?
I'm sure South Park slag him a lot for being like annoying.
Alright. I don't know. I think he's very handsome. I don't really know anything about him as a guy,
Same.
to be honest.
It's a fellow silver fox like yourself.
Yeah.
That's why I relate to him. Because
He's got the Larry Lamb thing going on, Steve.
yeah.
Friend of the show, Larry Lamb. We were talking about him in the car earlier for some reason.
Well,
Because we both had lamb yesterday for dinner.
because it was Easter, of course. We
I'm-
filmed this about 5 weeks ago.
I feel like I'm pumping you here, Steve. Is there anything... You got anything for me?
Nah, I've just got convoluted plot, but it's a daft laugh.
Cool. I think I've walked to this week, to be honest with you, which I really needed this for my confidence.
Yeah.
I also had... There was another weirdly... It didn't actually happen like this, but I had...
Oh, here we go.
I had somebody falls in a puddle, which didn't happen, but they were the Soggy Bottom Boys, and the water was a huge thing in this film.
They were the Soggy Bottom Boys, that's
Yeah,
what the band
was
name
pleased
was
with that.
called. And obviously Soggy Bottom Boys, Soggy Bottom is a thing that the Great British Bake Off says,
Yes,
obviously. So
obviously.
that
So
was
it's
a
a nod
nod
to that,
it's a
yeah.
nod to that, obviously.
Which is a nod to Homer, I believe.
The great Paul Hollywood is very similar to
The
Homer,
Hollywood handshake is actually a nod to the Iliad.
to the Cyclops.
By the way, we should do a spin-off podcast where we try and guess mythology, where it's like
I
try and
think so.
guess what the fucking like Homer, like the Odyssey is. Or
What
something.
was Hercules' 7 tasks? Or 12 tasks or whatever the fuck it
Yeah,
was.
we're nowhere near that. We've seen Hercules though. That's something.
I've seen the movie. Yep, Disney's.
Disney missed a trick. Speaking of
Hey-o.
shitty puns, shall we get our critics in?
Yes, please.
Critic Reviews.
Hello, son. How you
Oh,
doing?
how's it going, Paddy?
It's Paddy McGuinness here. How you getting on, son?
I'm great, Paddy. How are you? You're looking well with your wee medal.
Yeah, I've got a medal on this week. Yes.
Why is that?
Well, it was for a fun run that I did, and also my service in Afghanistan. It was a 2-for-1 medal.
So hold on, did you do the fun run in Afghanistan?
Yeah.
Whilst you were fighting battle?
I never said I was fighting, son. Come on,
Right,
I'm a
okay.
lover, not a fighter. I was entertaining the troops over there, and they gave me this medal for entertaining the troops very well, keeping the morale up
Right.
in Afghanistan, and also for the fun run that Paddy undertook over there.
So was that separate from the entertainment? They didn't watch you run a race. They
Can I also just ask?
Go on, son.
We can ask Paddy.
Producer Mark, how are you doing? Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Paddy. Can I just ask, what troops in Afghanistan were you entertaining exactly? Because famously earlier this year, all Western troops left Afghanistan.
correct. That's correct.
I was just doing a corporate over there. It wasn't. it was for HSBC. The troops of HSBC. It was for
Yeah.
the staff.
They're still doing business with the Taliban.
Oh, you got money, they'll take it. You know, and that's something I have in common with HSBC.
And obviously we don't want to cut our ties with HSBC here.
Paddy loves
but
everyone.
Yeah.
Every bank, Santander, you know, RBS.
You're a money man.
He
Paddy.
loves Britain and Afghanistan and everyone of all creeds, Paddy.
Beautiful.
He loves them all. And he'll entertain them all. And he'll do a fun run for them all.
How long was the fun run? What we talking?
1K.
1K. 1K fun run.
1,000 meters. Took Paddy a while there to remember what the M stood for. In KM.
Brilliant. Good on you, Paddy. Well, have you got
1 meter for every laugh I gave to the HSBC customer base over in Afghanistan.
raise a lot of money?
100 quid. Out of my own pocket, to be fair. I didn't do a crowdfund or anything like that. It's cheating.
So you just wanted to run and give money to charity?
Well, I've been doing Couch to 5K, and it
course,
just
yeah.
so happened, you know, I was working in Afghanistan this week, so I thought make it a fun run. Do it for the kiddies, do it for charity.
Brilliant.
So
That's
they
great.
kill quite a few birds with that stone.
Did you find time to watch Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?
I did actually, yes. I did that in the wings as I was about to be brought on for the corporate.
Great
You
stuff.
want to hear me review?
Oh, I'd love to, yeah.
Here's Paddy's review. It's been a busy week. Oh Brother tells the story of 3 prisoners escaping and seeking buried treasure during the Great Depression. And you'd have to have Great Depression not to enjoy this film. The NHS should have it on prescription. Paddy didn't realise at first that the story was taken from The Odyssey by Homer. Doe! And speaking of Doe, Daniel Van Bargen was right on the money as Sheriff Cooley, delivering serious bang for your buck. As a 2-for-1, I'll chuck in John, who was good, man, as Big Dan Teague. And speaking of even more money, Holly Hunter was sublime as ex-wife Penny. After that performance, I'm sure she'll be scoped out for bigger roles. The Hunter must have become the hunted in Hollywood after this film. She didn't just talk a big game, but she acted a big game hunting.
Nice one, nice one.
Big
Like
game
it.
too.
I
You'd
get
be
it.
lying if you said she
Don't need-
didn't.
You don't need to explain this to me.
Paddy's
man.
lost a lot of faith in this. I didn't do this for the HSBC, Mum. George Clooney gave a slick back performance as hair-obsessed Ulysses. He was the #1 James Joyce for the role, and he gave a no frizz and maximum hold. With clay wax in the dry plantations, or wet Luke as the soggy bottom boys. Paddy leaves his sepia-tinted lights on, which my glasses are sepia-tinted now I think
Oh,
about
yeah,
it.
brilliant.
Let the crime parade see the treasure in pomade. There you go.
There we go.
Bloody hell.
Lovely.
Ah,
That's
there he goes.
fantastic. There he goes.
He seems like a good bloke, for all his faults.
Yeah.
I think his heart's in the right place, Paddy.
Oh, yeah, big time. I think he's a great actor as well.
One of the best actors of his generation.
I'm putting that out there.
I need to start guessing him in plots, actually. He's going to be in... He must be in a couple of films, Paddy.
Aye?
If we ever do Mrs. Brown's Boys, the movie.
Oh,
Might
he'll
be
be
in
in that, yeah.
Keith Lemon movie, I could see him in
Did they
that.
ever do a Phoenix Nights or Paddy
Max and
movie?
Paddy,
don't
maybe
think
like
they
a
did a
TV
movie.
movie or something.
Yeah, maybe. I think... Yeah, maybe Max and Paddy.
That would be a good one to do.
Maybe like a Christmas special they done or something. That's what's
Yeah.
like pretty much.
Guessing the plot of the Max and
It's the noughties. It's the Phoenix Club. Shall we get your review in?
Yes.
Critic reviews.
There he is.
All right, boys.
How you doing, man?
Ah,
You look
God.
comfy this week, Rog.
Oh,
How
very
you getting on?
comfortable. Just off a flight.
Is this so for the listeners? Roger's got a neck pillow, sleeping pillow,
A travel pillow.
travel pillow on
yes,
this week.
a travel pillow.
Your neck's really been through the ringer recently. Are you just looking after it? Because last week you'd broken your neck.
Last week broken it in a wee neck brace. This week, travel pillow. Comfort all the way for me.
Where have you been travelling from?
Oh, Stu, if I told you I'd have to kill you.
Okay,
I'll tell you though. I won't kill you.
okay.
That's just a phrase
Just
I've
lying,
picked up.
yeah.
It's just a phrase I've picked
Okay.
up, Stu.
It's a cool one.
I was over in DC,
DC, Washington.
Dominican Congo.
That's nice. Just on holiday.
Yes, the Congo. I think it's called the Democratic Republic,
Republic of
of Congo.
Congo.
But I say DC.
Yeah. And what were you doing over there? Just on holiday, or?
Holiday. Just holidaying it up.
Yeah.
Holiday every day with me. And I like it. I like going on holiday.
Just to elaborate.
Just to elaborate on the holiday thing, I like going on holidays.
That's nice. What did you get up to?
Whiskey tasting.
In the DR Congo.
Yep.
They're big for that over there.
Huge, Stu.
Right. Wow, I didn't
Number
know that.
3 behind Scotland, Japan, Dominican Congo. Dominican Republic of
Are
Congo.
you sure you know where you went?
I went to the Dominican Republic.
Okay. And so you're doing whiskey tasting. How was
Whiskey.
that for you?
Beautiful, Stu. Very peaty, very nice. Lovely.
Roger, it sounds like you've just had a nice chilled week. It's not actually that eventful your week.
Stu, I've been drinking whiskey all week. I'm steaming.
Yeah, is that why you're still wearing the sleeping pillow?
I can't get it off.
Is it stuck?
I don't know how to get it off, Stu. It's quite annoying.
Have you had that on the whole time you were over there as well? Did you wear it on the flight over?
I wore it. I didn't take it off the whole holiday, Stuart.
You're in the pool with that on.
I'm trying to knock back my whiskies and this thing's in the way.
It's blocking you.
I'm trying to block it.
It's no use.
It's no use.
Wow. Anything else you need to tell us from your holiday?
Oh, if I told you, I'd have to kill you. One of the people over there told me that phrase for the first time. And I've been
It seems
using
like you're quite liberal with your use of that phrase.
using it ever since.
Yeah, well, that's cool. It's nice to have little things that you say. Look, another catchphrase for you.
Another catchphrase. You can't have too many catchphrases.
I look forward to it coming up in your review. I'm assuming you'll have used it a lot in your review.
I'll have to slip it in. I'll have to.
Well, yeah,
to
that's the
ad-lib.
challenge now, Roger.
What was the phrase? If I told you,
Come
I'd
on.
have to kill you. Come on.
You got a review for us, bro?
Of course I do. Right,
Let's
here
hear
we
it,
go.
man.
Okay, this is my review of Oh Brother, which is on a wee screen, so it's quite hard to see, but here we are. Okay. Oh Brother, Where Art Thou is a retelling of the Odyssey by Homer. It's odd to see that at the box office this movie didn't make more dough. George Clooney was clued up as the charismatic leader Ulysses. You'll have seen no better performance than this.
Quite Italian, that.
You'll have
Ulysses.
seen- yeah, no better performance than this. The lads form a band called the Soggy Bottom Brothers, a term popularised by the Great British Bake Off. The music was so good, Mary Berry would have creamed her wee buns. I spy with my little eye something beginning with John Goodman. John was pretty good, man, as the one-eyed antagonist, but he's not got a patch on Clooney, who, like I said, you'll have seen no better performance than his. If I told you, I'd have to kill you.
Nice.
Oh, brother, I beg you to go and see this movie right now, before it's too far gone.
Fargo.
Thank you. I originates the certified Mississippi eggs. 57 eggs out of 59.
Oh, thank you, Roger. That was very impressive, Rog.
Thanks very much, Stu.
Have you got much on this week? Back to the Congo.
Back to the Congo. Going on holiday again.
I'm surprised you didn't say if you told me you'd have to kill me.
Fuck, forgot.
Of all the chances, absolute ironclad chance there.
I absolutely forgot all about
Fucked
the
it.
phrase.
Oh
And
well.
I think I snuck it in. You probably didn't notice, but I snuck it into my review.
No, was that not written?
It wasn't written. I snuck it right in.
Right, okay, interesting.
There you go.
Well, you're good off the cuff as well, Roger.
Improvisational master.
Well, nice to see you, man.
All the best.
Yeah, hopefully see you next week.
See you later, Mark.
Take
Right.
care, pal. Yeah, Mark never got to speak to Roger, sadly, only Paddy.
Huge fan of Roger, Mark, aren't you?
I am, but I'm intimidated by him.
We all
Why
are.
not? Why wouldn't you be? Okay, so that was that. Shall we move on?
Yeah, imagine we did that every week. That's like part of it. We always say that.
So that was that.
That was that.
That
And
was
this is
that.
this.
And
And
this
what
is
this is the end.
Ratings.
Yeah.
You forgot to rate. Rotten Tomatoes.
Rotten Tomatoes, oh brother, where art thou? I shall give 79%. It was pretty good in the scheme of things, really.
Quite high.
Yeah, like, I don't know. I feel like it should appeal to me more than it actually does this film, but it was still decent.
Yeah.
It was alright.
Wasn't Cool Runnings.
No.
Wasn't as bad as that. I'm going to give it 7.5. I think that's a fair
I
score.
think that's fair.
7.5. Out of 10.
Out of 10, of course.
I am Steve B.
And I am Steve B,
Yeah.
I must stress.
Yeah. Alright, well, thank you very much for listening. We'll see you in the outro.
We'll see you in the outro, guys.
Holy smokes, Steve, what an episode.
Holy smokes, Batman, that was great. Loved it.
Yeah.
Oh, brother, where art thou?
Thou are enjoying this bloody episode.
At home, sitting at home watching this episode on YouTube.
Sitting on your ass watching this. That's where thou are. And thou are enjoying it. What could thou do, Steve, if they wanted to support us?
They want to support us. Thou shall go to.
If you told them you wouldn't have to kill them.
I'm not going to kill you
No.
because I'm not Roger. Go to patreon.com.
Can still hear the mini eggs.
Still,
Seems crazy because he's not eaten another one since.
no, we're still in the
You
teeth.
just letting it. You got it in the side of your mouth, just letting it melt over
Saving
a
it.
full
I'm
episode.
saving it there. That's how you. That's how. That's how the pros eat it.
Steve, if you're listening, Steve's got cheeks full like squirrels in winter.
Like Hunter's, yeah, horrible big lumps in my cheeks.
He'd like a punnet of grapes.
What you can do, guys, go to What's the Script Patreon.
Patreon.com/what's the script.
Yep.
I think is what my friend's trying to say.
But I'm sure you could just type in Google What's the Script Patreon and it would come
You'll
up.
get there. You'll get there.
And
And what will they find there, Steve, when they arrive?
well, you've got all these coming out a week early. You've
Yeah,
got
week early. You'll get access to loads of episodes that we've done already. Yeah,
previous
we've got
stuff.
like a year's worth of bonus content weekly there.
More,
Let's say more.
week and a half.
And going forward, you'll get
Yeah.
early access to these episodes, and you will also get a monthly rather. Now we're going to do a monthly bonus video
Shit
and
talk.
audio shit talk podcast.
Maybe you'll get Roger and Paddy coming in there, other characters.
We frequently these days we do adverts for products where we do an advert where Roger and Paddy will duet. We never mention this on the normal podcast, but
No,
it's a
we
daft laugh.
It's good fun. They like to do adverts apparently. Like to sell out.
Like a pound note, those lads.
Oh, love it. So, yeah.
Can
Lots
also
of
leave
good
us a nice review on Apple Podcasts or on Spotify. 5 stars, please. Thanks to everyone who has.
Yep.
Tell your
and
friends.
Tell your friends and follow us on Twitter, etc.
Yes.
Perhaps Instagram.
At Stephen Bucomedy.
Mm-hmm.
At Stuart McP. On Instagram at Stephen Bucomedy.
Yep.
Stuart McPherson _
And there's a What's the Script pod at.
It's one of the worst ones you've ever done, by the way. This
It's terrible.
awful stuff. What's the script _ on Twitter,
For Twitter.
and that's all the admin. Like and subscribe on YouTube. Thank you to everyone who's watching us on there. And what film are we going to try and guess next week, Steve?
It's a biggie.
It is.
It is the one and only.
Are you okay?
What one
Are
is
you
it?
allergic to mini eggs or something? You've got
I've
really
got like a sort
lethargic.
of high, a sugar high or something. I'm kind of
You've
spaced
gone
out.
to pieces.
Spaced out.
Les Mis.
Is it
next
Les Mis
week.
next week?
Yeah, big time. Les Miserables, bro.
Les Miserables.
One of the many French movies we do.
Amélie, Les Mis, Leon.
I could go on.
Loads.
Tune in next week for Les Mis. Thank you very much to everyone who has tuned in this week.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks for being here, Steve. We made it through.
I'm going for a sleep.
Take care.
Bye.
See you next week. Bye bye.
See ya.